The June Nintendo Direct has officially been announced for tomorrow, June 9th, 2026, and we need to talk about predictions for the Nintendo Direct. There has been a lot of leaks for this specific Nintendo Direct, so, a lot of these predictions are probably going to be accurate due to the leaks. So, I think it's crazy that it's been since September of last year since we got a actual General Direct, and this one has a lot of hype riding on its back. I have no clue if it's going to live up to expectations. I mean, in this day and age, I'm sure I'll go on Twitter and see everyone hating on it, but honestly, I am looking at this very optimistically, and so today, we're just going to be going down my list of Nintendo Direct predictions. I tried to make it as organized as possible, but it's probably not. Let's just be real. But to start with, we have to talk about the leaks and rumors, because this predictions video is not going to be fun if it's just about the leaks and rumors, so let's get that out of the way. Starting with Pikmin 4 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. This has been leaked for a while. Nate the Hate has talked about it countless times, and it just makes sense. I can see them doing this. I don't really have much to say on Pikmin 4 because this is a game that I haven't played. I haven't really gotten into the Pikmin franchise, but it's something I can definitely look at into the future. If Pikmin 4 gets a substantial Nintendo Switch 2 edition, there's a chance I could just end up picking that up, but it'll have to be something special because Nintendo Switch 2 editions are kind of expensive here in Canada. Yes, I know about conversion rates. Doesn't change the fact that this is a lot of money. Moving away from that, though, we also have a rumor of a Super Metroid remake. I don't really know how accurate this one is. I'm pretty sure it comes from a comment left by a YouTube user who correctly predicted the same thing as Nate the Hate, and it was commented like 2 hours or so prior to Nate's podcast going out where he leaked Star Fox and all the other stuff. So, there's a chance that this is a real leak, and we could be seeing a Super Metroid remake on the Switch 2. Apparently, it's going to maintain a pixel art style, which I find interesting considering the last 2D Metroid game we had was Metroid Dread, so I'm surprised they wouldn't want to use the Metroid Dread engine. But I guess we'll just have to see how that goes. Next up, we have to talk about Nate's one incorrect leak. Or is it? Kirby Planet Robobot for the Switch 1 was leaked by Nate a long time ago and is yet to see a release, so everyone kind of uses that as the one time Nate was wrong, but here's the thing. Nintendo has been very well known to complete games and just kind of sit on them. I'm still convinced that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD for Switch 1 is kind of just sitting there. We'll get into that later though. Kirby Planet Robobot for Switch 1 is probably done. It's probably sitting in their vault. I believe it 100%, and we're at the point where, we do need some Switch 1 games. They want to continue supporting the Switch 1. So what are they going to give us? I'm guessing something like Kirby Planet Robobot, or even Yoshi's Woolly World. We saw that one time in that Switch 2 Direct, and it was never followed up on. People think it was a mistake. I don't think it is. We're almost done with the leaks and rumors that I know of, at least. Next, we have to talk about a couple third parties before we get into the big one, and we're going to start with Kingdom Hearts native ports. So, recently enough, the demos for the cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts have been taken off the Nintendo Switch eShop, and what this is leading a lot of people to wonder is if we're finally getting the rumored Kingdom Hearts native ports on Switch and Switch 2. This would be massive for me because I'm a massive fan of the Kingdom Hearts series, and I 100% really want these on my Nintendo Switch 2, especially since I'm someone that plays it portably a lot, so to have Kingdom Hearts portable would be fantastic. Honestly, I think this one has a 80% of showing up, and will probably make it to my bingo card. I guess I forgot to mention, throughout this I am going to be making a bingo card, so anytime I give a prediction that I'm pretty confident in, it'll be going on the bingo card. Including the leaks, unfortunately. I'm going to put the leak stuff on the bingo card, but here's the thing. I'll spread out the leak stuff on the bingo card, so I'm not just giving myself a bingo with leaks. Next up, we have something very important to talk about. Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition. If you are in the Sonic community, you already know about this. This has been going around everywhere. There's a bunch of different store listings. The Steam page was updated, and we have just been trying to figure out if this Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition is a Switch 2 edition or if it's a actual definitive edition coming to other consoles. It makes no sense, in my opinion, to call the Switch 2 version the definitive edition if the PS5, PC, and Xbox versions are better. So I'm very curious to see what this game actually is. Here's the thing. It will show up in this presentation if it's a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. If it's only for the Switch 2, it's literally just Sonic Frontiers Switch 2 edition. It'll be here. If it's not here, it'll probably be at a Sonic Central, and it'll probably be substantially more than what we think. But I don't think that's the case. I think this is just a basic Switch 2 edition, which I will absolutely take because I love Sonic Frontiers, and I hate the Switch version of that game. The Switch version of the game is so terrible that I literally sold my Switch copy of Sonic Frontiers a couple months after getting it. So a Switch 2 copy would be pretty cool. And now we have to talk about the last thing, the thing that has been leaked the most, the thing everybody talks about first in their videos for some reason. But I'm going to talk about it last here because it will lead into another topic, and that is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. This has been rumored for a long time, and people only really started believing it once Nate the Hate opened his mouth about it. And of course, after Star Fox was confirmed to be real, everyone went crazy. Ocarina of Time is the highest rated game of all time. It's a fan favorite, and one that I feel is extremely deserving of a full-blown remake on Switch 2. And I have a feeling that this game is going to look freaking beautiful. For those who don't know, I do have a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time playthrough on my channel. I haven't gotten to it for a long time, but because of this news, I will be getting back to it. This is like the big one. This is what's rumored to be the holiday game of this year, the game that is going to probably compete with GTA 6, even though that's not going to happen. I actually wonder how well Ocarina of Time Remake will sell being in the same month as GTA 6, because Nate the Hate already said this is the holiday game. And if this is the holiday game, you know, it's going to be releasing in November. Unless they're crazy and release it in December, but I don't think Nintendo's intimidated by GTA 6. They should be, but they're not. Now that's the big one. I want you to let me know down below what you think of the Ocarina of Time remake. I am super freaking excited for this. I think it has huge potential to lead into other remakes like Majora's Mask, and all that other good stuff. So, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake is practically 100% confirmed. At this point, I'm just going to say it's 99% confirmed. That is going on the bingo card. Following the Zelda topic, though, we need to talk about the Zelda 40th anniversary. Now that we're out of leaks and rumors, I can see this direct starting the exact same way the September one did, with Mario's 40th anniversary at the beginning. This time we're going to have Zelda's 40th anniversary at the beginning, and I feel like this is what's going to open the showcase. It's going to be Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, leading into what I hope is our first look at the Legend of Zelda movie. They did the same thing for Mario Galaxy, where they showed the actual title, and, I mean, I guess, could you count this as a real trailer? It's just a title reveal, I guess. You don't really see anything from the movie, but it's substantial enough, okay? I just want them to show something for the Zelda movie that's not just a title card. Let me see Link. That's, I would say let me see Zelda, but, you know, I'm just gonna keep my expectations in check. Let me see Link. Like, I want to see a little pinch of the movie where we can see Link, and that's it. I gotta keep my expectations where they need to be. That's it. That's all we're gonna see. But that's not gonna be it for Zelda, because I think we could get Twilight Princess on Nintendo Switch Online. Since we have the GameCube NSO and we've already got Wind Waker on there, it makes a lot of sense for them to drop Twilight Princess on there, unless they want to, for some reason, release their Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD bundle, which, I don't know, it's so confusing at this point because they put Wind Waker on NSO. I have no clue what they're going to do with that, but I just know it would be awesome to have Twilight Princess on there, and if we're not going to get the HD port, just put the GameCube version on there. Aside from that, I don't really see them doing much else with Zelda. Ocarina of Time Remake is the big game for this year, so they're not going to announce another game. If they do, though, they're probably going to do something that's actually kind of common with Zelda games. And they're going to tease the next mainline Zelda way too far in advance. They're going to say something along the lines of, "We are working hard on the next Legend of Zelda title. Stay tuned for more information, whenever." I don't know, they're not going to show anything. I think it's just going to be them saying, hey, we're working on the next Zelda. It's coming. That's it. That's what I think we're going to get. It's honestly a lot less than the Mario 40th anniversary, but because we have the Ocarina of Time remake coming out this year, I don't see them announcing another Zelda game to come out next year. I just don't. But with the Zelda 40th anniversary stuff out of the way, now we can talk about some more of my safe predictions. Obviously, the interesting predictions are more the wild cards, so let's just get what I think is very safe out of the way first, and that is going to start with Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave release date trailer. We need a release date. A lot of people think this is going to be happening in August or September. Right now, we have, I think, Rhythm Heaven comes out in July, I think Splatoon Raiders comes out at the end of July, Star Fox comes out at the end of this month, and we have nothing in August. So, it looks like Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave could release in August, maybe September, but I mean, September is pretty loaded. I don't know if they want to do that. If they did that, that would be pretty insane. So I'm hoping that it releases in August. I guess these other two should have been in leaks and rumors. We've gotten a lot of store listings recently for Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch 2. And this one makes a lot of sense. Like, obviously, Minecraft's going to come to Switch 2. It runs horrendously on Switch 1. It runs even more horrendously on the Wii U. But, I mean, no one's playing it on the Wii U. I don't even know why I brought that up. Anyways, it runs even worse on the 3DS. We just need a good version of Minecraft on a Nintendo console. So, seeing Minecraft for Switch 2 would not surprise me in the slightest bit. Again, it's already had a store listing, so it's going to happen. Another thing that had a store listing is Devil May Cry 5. This makes a lot of sense. I am not gonna lie, I don't know much about Devil May Cry. I think I own one of them on the PS4, so I'm definitely due to play it. I don't know where to get into the franchise. I don't know enough about Devil May Cry. I just know it looks cool, the gameplay looks cool, and I want to play it. And that's going to do it for the safe predictions. Honestly, it's crazy that, like, there's that many safe predictions slash leaks slash rumors, because it just seems to be unescapable these days. Like, these leaks and rumors are everywhere. Nate has said, though, that there are some surprises we don't know about, so I am very much looking forward to those, and it's now time to predict those. Starting with Nintendo Switch Online. I want to talk about Switch Online because their Nintendo GameCube drip feed thing is pissing me off. As if we only have this many games on the GameCube. It's been a year. As if they released Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness before Pokemon Colosseum. XD Gale of Darkness is the sequel to Colosseum. So for this one, I'm just because I need it at this point, I'm going to say Pokemon Colosseum. I want to see Pokemon Colosseum, but I don't know if it's going to happen. One thing I would really like to see, though, or I guess two things I would really like to see, especially with Star Fox coming out this month, Star Fox Adventure and Star Fox Assault. Specifically Star Fox Assault, but I feel like we're not getting Star Fox Assault before we get Star Fox Adventure. Well, I mean, shit, we got XD Gale of Darkness before Colosseum, so what am I saying? Honestly, I really feel in my head it makes a lot of sense for them to release a Star Fox game, but I also said the same thing in July of last year about Donkey Kong 64 on NSO to release alongside Donkey Kong Bonanza, and look, they just released it on NSO, like almost a year after Bonanza. So, maybe we'll see these Star Fox games in a year. But on the more realistic note, I'm gonna guess for the N64, we're finally going to get Super Smash Bros. And this is going to open the gates for Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but it's going to open those gates. One thing I'm really curious about, though, we've got a Mario Kart game on the Super Nintendo, on the Game Boy, on the N64. Where is Mario Kart Double Dash? I want Mario Kart Double Dash. I want all those Mario Party games. There are so many goddamn good GameCube games on the freaking GameCube that we are not getting on Switch Online right now. Just because of this drip feed shit. So come on, Nintendo. Give us at least like 2 a month at this point. Give us 2. It's a ROM. All you have to do is upload a ROM. Anyways, moving on. Next I want to talk about some free upgrades. Because in the last Nintendo Direct, I remember being kind of disappointed in the lack of free upgrades. And, you know, at this point, like, with how many games have been releasing on the Switch 2 that, quite frankly, I'm just, like, kind of about, I've been wanting to go back and play my old library of games, but they just look terrible on the Switch 2. So I need these games to get their free upgrades. Specifically, games like Fire Emblem Engage could really use it. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door already seems to be programmed with it inside, it just needs to be turned on. Heck, I know it sounds crazy, but I think we would heavily benefit from a free upgrade for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, make that game look better. Even Pokemon, like Pokemon Sword and Shield, I would love that. I know, now we're getting to very unlikely, but Pokemon Sword and Shield, I love that. I really want a specific version of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that we'll get into, but Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 could get free upgrades to make them look better. Just don't use the same thing as Xenoblade Chronicles X. While you're at it, fix Xenoblade Chronicles X. There are just tons of Switch 1 games that I feel desperately need free upgrades, and they just aren't getting them. So, it'd be great to finally get those. Now it is time for the big part. My main predictions and my purely wish list items. We're going to start with the main predictions here because these are the ones that I feel are semi-likely and not just straight up, like, dreaming. Starting that with Luigi's Mansion 4. If it's not this year, it's gotta be next year, which doesn't make sense because of 3D Mario, so it's gotta be this year. Guys, it is time for Luigi's Mansion. I don't really remember the devs of that. I think it's Next Level Games. But I'm pretty sure by now, the devs of Luigi's Mansion have to have something, right? Like, it is time for Luigi's Mansion 4. Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the nicest looking games on the Nintendo Switch, and even if we don't get Luigi's Mansion 4 right now, like, I know we're gonna get, like, in the future, so give me a free upgrade for Luigi's Mansion 3. It looks beautiful on Switch 1, it looks decent on Switch 2, give me a 4K upgrade for Luigi's Mansion 3. I would say Switch 2 Edition, but they already did DLC for the game, and I don't want them to do a Switch 2 Edition. I don't like Switch 2 Editions, I like the free upgrades, because what I really care about is the visual upgrade, not the DLC. But if that doesn't happen, like, come on, give me Luigi's Mansion 4. I am ready for Luigi's Mansion 4. It'd be cool if we just, like, go wild with this one. Give me a crazy Luigi's Mansion game where, like, obviously the last one wasn't necessarily a mansion, so give me a Luigi's Mansion game where you're on a train or some shit. But that'd be cool. I don't know how we don't have, like, these crazy, wildly different environments for Luigi's Mansion. Where's the Luigi's Mansion game where you're on, like, a ghostly pirate ship, right? Like, isn't that crazy? That'd be cool. Next up, we have Mario Kart World DLC. If this doesn't happen, I'll be shocked, because Mario Kart World desperately needs DLC, and it really should be free, but it won't be. It is not going to be free, so for me personally, I'm going to have to really feel like this DLC is worth it for me to drop the money on it, because that game was already way too expensive than it should have been. Honestly, what would sell me is a couple ideas. You could do a whole DK expansion based on Bonanza, where you have, like, DK Island or something like that. I like the idea of there being a hole in the map, and you drive into the hole, and it, like, loads a completely new map where it's all DK Bonanza inspired. That would be freaking awesome. And then you could do Tears of the Kingdom, where you got the bottom and the top there. You could even go up to space, where not only can you free roam on Rainbow Road, but it's entirely Mario Galaxy themed. And the the coolest part is if you could, like, use your glider, and in that specific area, it just lets you fly. Like, that would be so freaking cool. Especially since it's not even technically a glider anymore, you straight up get wings on your cart. As for characters, obviously, I want King K. Rool. That'd be awesome. We need more costumes for DK and Pauline. These are definitely not in order at all. Next, I want to talk about a new F-Zero title. For the longest of time, we kind of just assumed they were going to do a remaster of F-Zero GX, but clearly that is not the case, because that is on GameCube NSO. I think Nintendo has interest in reviving F-Zero. They seem to be keeping F-Zero 99 going pretty well. There's, like, new updates and stuff a lot. And this tells me that Nintendo is thinking about F-Zero. They just probably don't know how to actually bring it back. I wonder if there's anything related to the fact that Sega made the F-Zero game. I don't know if they made the original ones, but they made F-Zero GX for sure. I could see them trying to do a brand new F-Zero game. It would be freaking awesome. It would be kind of what they're doing with Star Fox here, trying to revitalize the franchise, and I think F-Zero definitely deserves it because it has been dormant for way too long. Next, I want to go over something I kind of mentioned earlier, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Definitive Edition. I don't even want a Switch 2 edition of this game. I don't want a free upgrade of this game. I want a full-blown definitive edition, just like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 got on the Switch 1. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on the Switch 1 looks incredible compared to Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on the Wii, obviously. So I need Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to get the same treatment. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out December 2nd, 2017. It's getting old. Next year it's going to be 10 years old. I think it is a perfect fit for a full-blown definitive edition, and then 10 years down the line we can get one for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It makes a lot of sense, and I know a lot of people really want a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 definitive edition. It would just make so many people happy. I would buy, even though I have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I would buy it. I would buy it, because I want it, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2, like, a lot of people were like, for Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, whenever that got its remaster, people were like, why are you putting this on a console you can already play Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story on? It's not going to be the same with Xenoblade, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looks so fucking bad on the Switch 2. It looks terrible. It looks horrible. This game looks like trash. But a Switch 2 Definitive Edition could fix that. So that is definitely going on my bingo card. Hopefully we will see it. But I'm probably going to give it like a 30% of likeliness here because, I don't know, Nintendo hates me or something. And next, I know it's crazy that I put this on here, and some people are going to be probably a little bit upset. But I wrote down Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. I think we are going to get a Smash Bros. Reboot. I just don't think it's anytime soon. And I'm pretty sure within the first 2 years of the Switch 2's lifespan, we will have a Super Smash Bros. Game release on it. And it's probably going to be Smash Ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. It'd be smart if they also released Smash Bros. Melee around the same time, just so they can keep Smash Bros. In our mind while they work hard at the reboot of Smash Bros. So, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 Edition makes a lot of sense. I think that would be super fun, because we get more characters. I don't know how all that licensing works, but just the fact that we get, like, Smash Ultimate again, looking better, with new characters, like, I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that, and since it's a Switch 2 Edition, I wouldn't have to buy the entirety of Smash Ultimate again. I could just get the DLC. So, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, I think, is more possible than a new Smash Bros. Game. So, that's why I put that on there. Next, we are getting into the pure wish list stuff. This is stuff that is not going to happen, but if it happens, I called it. So, first up, we got Pokken Tournament 2, or Pokken Tournament Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Pokken Tournament is a beautiful looking game. It is super freaking fun. It takes the gameplay of Tekken and gives a Pokemon twist on it. I think it's also made by the same person that made Tekken. I mean, it's called Pokken. It's a play on Tekken. This game is super fun. Me and Son played all the time. I could see us doing videos on that, and I just want to finally get a sequel to this game, or even just get it on the Switch 2, looking really good, get those graphics upscaled, and give me more characters. We need more characters in that game. The game has so much potential if they just really went hard and made a sequel, a better game. They just need to, like, they can do it. I just cannot express it enough. They can do it. Pokken Tournament has the potential to be a freaking amazing fighting game series. But as of right now, we only have Pokken Tournament on the Wii U and Pokken Tournament Deluxe. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we'd get a Switch 2 edition, because I think Pokken Tournament on the Switch 1 is already kind of a Switch 1 edition of the Wii U game. But, now, you know, actually, Breath of the Wild has a Switch 2 edition, and that's a Wii U game, so, yeah. The next thing I have here on my pure wish list is a brand new Paper Mario game. They remade the Thousand Year Door recently, and people have been really praying that this means they're going back to the original style of Paper Mario. They're going back to what made Paper Mario so special. and it makes me really excited to see what the next game is going to be. It's been a decent amount of time since Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door released, and it's been a longer time since the Origami King released, so I could see Paper Mario being due for another game, though do I think it'll be revealed in this Direct? I'm not sure. I feel like that very well could be a 2027 game, but I'm not sure. I guess we will just have to wait and see on that one, but yeah, Paper Mario would be pretty damn cool. Next up, we got Kid Icarus Uprising HD. It's not gonna happen. it clearly, after this long of me just begging, it's not gonna happen. I'll just be surprised if it does. This is probably the one I feel has the lowest chance, just because of the fact that it's like, it's personal to me. I really love this game, I really want it to come back, but Nintendo keeps on seeing it, and they're seeing the demand, and they're like, wow, people want to see this game coming back. No. So, yeah, Kid Icarus Uprising HD, probably not gonna happen, but a man can dream. And Nintendo DS on Nintendo Switch Online. There has been tons of rumors of a second screen attachment for the Switch 2, and this would work perfectly for Nintendo DS games. It's probably the one with the least amount of possibility at this point, but I really think it would be cool to see Nintendo DS on there, and other people have been predicting it, so I might as well go ahead and predict it as well. But I'll go a step further and predict the 4 games that are going to be present on the DS NSO to start with, and that is going to be New Super Mario Bros., either Mario Kart DS or Super Mario 64 DS, I think it's going to be Mario Kart DS, The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, and The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Those are the 4 games I would think would release with the DS on Nintendo Switch Online. But, you know, Nintendo DS has a wide library of amazing games that they could put on there. Honestly, I really wish we would start seeing more third-party games on NSO. Like for GameCube, for example, all of the Sonic games would be so freaking cool. With DS on NSO, we would finally have an opportunity to get the Sonic Rush games back, but unfortunately, that's just not going to happen because they're third-party, which is so weird to me because they did like the Sega Genesis NSO, so it makes kind of sense in my head, but you would think by now we would get close enough to getting a third party on here, so I guess we will have to wait and see. But that is going to do it for today's prediction video. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Nintendo Direct. We're going to be live reacting to it on the channel. This here is my bingo card. Wish me luck. Alright, hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn that post notification bell so you never miss any future videos or live streams, because we have a lot to look forward to in the near future.
Hey yo, I hung through it all, so y'all could be in sync with the God. With your bad frequencies, you know you need to be gone. It's peace to my dogs, I shine bright right through the fog. My word is the law, now go and dump the guts from the guard. I fix my flaws with the world in my palm, but one wrong move and I can destroy it all. The rise and the fall, destruction, the calm, the spring and the fall, different smoke.